Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Chainlink charts and we're going to see where it might be headed, and we will cover both bullish and bearish scenarios as well, just to simply cover all of the possibilities. Now, for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try out the same exchanges that I use on a regular basis, feel free to go ahead and try out either the Mexi exchange or the Blowfin exchange with the links in the video description down below this video. Now, the reasons why I love using both of these exchanges: for one, I love using Mexi because they have some of the cheapest trading fees in the entire industry, so you get to keep more of your profits. Now, the reason why I love Blowfin is because they allow anybody from anywhere to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are from the United States and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange, which is actually where I currently trade my crypto futures as well. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Chainlink charts. So we've got Chainlink here up on the daily chart, and as you guys can clearly see, we are in quite the downtrend right now as we speak. All right, it kind of sucks, but the entire altcoin market is kind of took a dump in the shitter recently, so it's to be expected. But as you guys can clearly see, in a bullish scenario, what needs to happen here, what I could see happening here is we did technically already drop down to this support level down here of $12.85, but by the looks of things right now, we could end up dropping to that level again. All right, and if that does end up happening, my full expectation is I'm hoping that it acts as kind of like a small little double bottom down here, and we end up bouncing back upwards. And if there's enough momentum, and if there's enough momentum in the entire altcoin market and volume is back again, there is a chance we could end up finally breaking through this trend line right here. But I will not personally start to feel extremely bullish on Chainlink again until we do end up breaking through this trend line and breaking out to the upside. And I also want to see us comfortably break this $16.01 level that we created back here in April as well. I want to see price action beat that price in order for me to start feeling extremely bullish on this again. But what I could see happening here is if we do end up bouncing down here at the $12.85 level, my guess is we will end up going all the way up to the trend line again, like I've got drawn out right here. And if momentum isn't there, and if momentum doesn't continue, we'll probably end up coming back down to the trend line again. And obviously, if that one doesn't hold, then we've got major support down here as well at $11.72 also. But in the grand scheme of things, since altcoins have been taking a beating lately, I realistically don't see us going any further down than this $11.72 level. It could happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it definitely could happen. All right. So as far as a bearish or as far as continuing with the bullish scenario, and with support and resistance levels aside, let's go ahead and turn on some indicators and let's see what the indicators are telling us. So I've already got the RSI open right now, and as you guys can clearly see, we are extremely oversold right now. Now, my guess is that, as we all know, with the RSI, usually when the moving average is above the RSI, which the moving average is the white line and the RSI is the green line, usually when the moving average is trending above the RSI itself, it usually means we are still in a deep downtrend. And then obviously, usually when the moving average is below the RSI, we are in an uptrend. All right. And as you guys can clearly see, we are nowhere near crossing each line back to the upside. So that's kind of what leads me to believe that we could potentially end up coming down to this level at $12.85 once more again, before eventually coming back up and swooping around and going back down and swooping around and coming back up. And then the moving average and the RSI will cross again, and that's what will signal us to go, or that we are about to go back up into a, small or large uptrend once again. All right. Now, with the RSI turned off, let's go ahead and turn on the Bollinger Bands. And with the Bollinger Bands, you can clearly see, yeah, we did hit oversold levels and when we came down through the bottom band here and down to the support level. But it clearly couldn't hold, and we are starting to go back down again. And again, the bottom of the Bollinger Bands here is right at the support level again. So technically, we could end up coming back down to this level again, and that kind of looks like what is happening right now as we speak. But realistically, in the long-term grand scheme of things, what we want to see is we want to see a bounce off of this bottom, off of the bottom of the Bollinger Bands here, and we want to see us go through and get up to the moving average here. All right, usually what ends up happening is when there is a fight between bulls and bears, but bears have most of the control, usually what we see happen here is we usually end up bouncing off the bottom of the Bollinger Bands down here, and then going up and gaining momentum to the top of the moving average in here, and then usually bears end up taking over again, and we end up dropping even further down to the downside, and that could end up happening here as well. Okay, so but if that doesn't happen, and if bulls are able to eventually take over, what will end up happening here is obviously with the Bollinger Bands, what usually happens is, as you guys can clearly see, hey, price bounces off the bottom and goes all the way to the top, and then it usually comes back down to, have a little minor correction back near the moving average again, and then it goes back up again, and then it goes and corrects back again to the moving average again. If momentum doesn't hold, it drops further below and bears take over, and that could happen as well. All right, so you want to keep an eye on these basic indicators and keep an eye on these support and resistance levels as well, because they really tell you a lot as far as what price action is currently doing. Now, if we go ahead and take away the Bollinger Bands and turn on the EMAs, here is what has me a little bit concerned about Chainlink right now. All right, we are not far from the... Let me go ahead and turn off the other ones. We are not far from the 50 and 200 EMA crossing into a potential death cross. And as we all know, with a death cross, there's usually a big movement to the downside even further. So that is a possibility here, and that could end up happening. But as you guys can clearly see right here, that almost happened right back in here as well. But momentum ended up picking up. They didn't end up crossing, and instead we ended up rising. All right, so again, that same scenario could end up playing out down at this level down here as well. So you want to keep an eye on these moving averages as well, because they also tell you a lot about what could end up happening here also, guys. All right, so overall here, before I go ahead and wrap up this video, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button below the video to help me out here, and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts on where you think the price of Chainlink is going to go here in the short to midterm. And hey guys, with that said, for those of you who stuck around and watched this video throughout the entire thing, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys very much, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my future videos as well.